how does a person know that they're full of shit? I'm so glad you asked that question, Vortex, because I've been waiting and waiting for somebody to inquire. Well, you have to have a lot of self-awareness, and you have to pay a lot of attention to your own behavior and your emotions and your thoughts, and when you have those emotions and thoughts, and where they happen and why they happen. I think for a lot of people it's extremely painful for them to do that, because if they were to acknowledge the fact that oh, I'm emotional because it reminds me of this thing that happened 20 years ago, this person that I haven't spoken to in a long time, or this thing that happened to me that I haven't wanted to face because it brings up too much trauma. It's understandable why the world is the way that it is, because when people have significant trauma and they bottle it up, and they do this with, literal alcohol. They do this with distractions. It's much easier to watch television than admit that you're not in a happy relationship. It's much easier to, watch porn than it is to admit that you're not satisfied with yourself. I've never understood people that need to watch sexual images and pornographic videos in order to get off. I just don't understand that. I think that those people have no imagination whatsoever. But I'd say the same thing about social media, people that are always watching TV. Those people are so boring. People that can't be quiet. I'm convinced that, if the internet was taken away from these people, most of them would off themselves within probably a few hours. I'd like to give them the benefit of the doubt that it'd be maybe a few days, but no, there are people I work with, they can't even go 2 minutes without looking at their phone. If they were told the internet's down, we don't know when it's coming back up, I don't think many of them would stick it out. I don't, because they got nothing going for them. They have nothing that they're living for. There's nothing fulfilling to them. And you see this a lot with the youth. And, they're so disgruntled with the state of our society, and I understand why. But I guess that's why I'm so hard-nosed about the smartphones, because it's I'm not going to do something that adds to why the world's bad. If I have anything to say about it, I'm going to say, fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Okay? People need to adopt the Amy Gross attitude. And you can employ some Amy Gross tactics. That would be cool. To See this? This is an Amy Gross tactic. Isn't that awesome? I'd say it's pretty awesome. But I'm also me, so of course I'm going to vouch for myself and my lifestyle, you know? As a person that believes in themselves should. But yeah, you know, I was thinking, like, I really do have a lot of faith. I have a lot of faith in the things that I believe and the things that I really hate. You know, I really, really hate any efforts made to try to control me. So, that's one of the main reasons why I'm so hell-bent against the retardation of the American mind. I mean, I already saw that with public school. Like, when I was growing up, I saw that. And that was long before they were teaching people like me to hate themselves because we're Caucasian. So, I didn't need any help hating myself. I mean, white people already hate themselves. So, the government really doesn't need to try that hard. But they do. They do. I think if you trust the government at all, like, that's indicative of self-hatred because you don't really have much self-preservation. Like, if you trust them on any fucking issue. But, you know, maybe that's not entirely true. Because there are, you know, entities in the government that aren't, like, super bad. But that's also because they don't have the ability to, like, poison the public the way that the other elements of the government do. You know, like, the education system's going to be a lot worse than the fire department. Because all the fire department's got to do is put out fires, you know? So that makes sense. The more control that they have over the American mind, the more likely that that particular entity of the government's going to be really bad. Can you tell I'm having back pain? I'm just like hunched over. At least I came to work though, mainly because I can't afford to miss work. Look at that sky though. Absolutely breathtaking. You don't like me that much, Vortex, do ya? Do ya? Because if you did, I'd cut you out of my life.